said. "On the day," the others repeated. Book 1, Chapter 1. Will Lee flashed his identification at the guard and nodded toward the car. "Can I park out front for just a few minutes? I've got to pick up some stuff from the office." The guard came down the steps and walked around the Porsche, not new, not clean, and carefully inspected the parking sticker on the windshield. Taking his time, he walked back to where Will shivered. 10 minutes, the man said, no more. Everybody in Washington loved power, Will reflected as he got out of the car and slammed the door. Not least Capitol Guards. 7:30 on a Saturday morning in December, Congress having recessed the day before, and the man was worried about traffic. Will raced into the Russell Building under low, leaden skies, the cold nipping at his neck. He paused to sign in at the inside guard's desk, then entered the building, his steps echoing off the marble floor as he headed toward the elevators. In a hurry and almost without thinking, he did something he had never done before. He pushed the members button, guaranteeing express service. He leaned against the paneling as the car rose, taking in a faint odor of varnish and cigars, and allowed himself a 10-second reverie. He was not an interloper in this car, but an elected member, leaving the press gathered at the elevator door as he rose to his suite of offices to take a phone call from a worried president. It made him laugh that he was no more immune to the lure of power than the building guard. The car eased to a stop, and Will walked quickly down the hallway to the office. To his surprise, the door swung open before he could turn the key. Will dismissed the thought of anything sinister. The cleaners must have forgotten to lock it. He strode quickly through the small reception area and past the staff desks that crowded the main room of the suite, then turned right past the senator's closed door to his own small office. Even a senator's chief of staff didn't rate much space in the crowded Russell Building. He got behind his desk and was opening a drawer before he noticed the light coming from under the other door, the one that opened into his boss's room. Someone was in Benjamin Carr's office. Will hesitated, then put aside his caution. He walked to the door and opened it, prepared to accost an intruder with righteous indignation at the very least. His eye fell first on the collection of photographs of Ben Carr with each of the last 9 presidents of the United States, starting with an ill-looking Franklin Roosevelt on the front porch of the little White House in Warm Springs, Georgia. Then his attention went to the figure hunched over the senator's desk. Ben Carr looked up, surprised. "What are you doing here this time of day, boy?" he asked in his gravelly voice. "Morning, Senator," Will replied, surprised himself. "I was on my way to the airport. I forgot something." He frowned. "What on earth are you doing in here at this hour on a Saturday?" The senator looked sly. "How do you know I'm not here every Saturday morning?" He waved a hand. I know, because you're here yourself. No, I'm here for the same reason as you. I've got a 9 o'clock plane to Atlanta. Jasper's waiting in the garage." "How'd the physical go?" Will asked. He hadn't seen his boss for 2 days, since the senator had spent Friday at Walter Reed Hospital. "Sound as a yen," the senator replied, chuckling at his own joke. "They say I'm fighting fit." "Now, is that a fact, sir?" Will asked. I'll find out if it isn't." Ben Carr was 78, and he'd been looking tired lately. "Hell, you sure will," Carr laughed. "Can't keep a secret any more in this town. Used to be a member of Congress could keep a girl in Georgetown or screw a colleague's wife and the press didn't write about it. Not anymore, though." He raised a calming hand. "Don't get worried now. My blood pressure's up a little, that's all. They gave me some pills. I might even take 'em." "You sure that's all?" "That's all. They tell me I'll live through another term. We'll announce right after Christmas, I think. We don't want the Republicans to have too much time to get excited, do we?" Will grinned. "No, sir. We'll let 'em down early." Ben Carr placed his palms on his desk and pushed himself to his feet. Tall, bald, a little stooped, he walked around the desk. "I'm glad you came by this morning, Will. Sit down for a minute. I want to talk to you." Will took a seat at one end of the leather sofa, and the senator arranged his lanky frame at the other end, drawing a knee up beside him. "Well, we've never really talked about this. I mean, right out in the open, but you want this job, don't you?" "Not your job, sir,"